Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, G-Man Movie Reviews. I'm Garrett here, coming out with you with another Netflix instant review this week. And today I'm reviewing Fargo. Fargo came out in 1996. It was directed by Joel Coen and actually Ethan Coen as well, the Coen brothers. But Ethan Coen was not credited for this movie. It stars Frances McDormand, William H. Macy, Steve Buscemi, and Peter Stormare. And this movie was actually nominated for a lot of Academy Awards back in 1996 when it came out, despite the fact that it was released in March. A lot of times movies these days, unless they're released towards the end of the year, they generally don't get nominated, especially in the bigger categories. But actually for this movie, it won Best Actress for Frances McDormand, and it also won Best Adapted Screenplay, and it was nominated for Best Picture, Best Supporting Actor, Best Editing, and Best Cinematography, Roger Deakins, who's a very famous cinematographer today. And the plot of the movie, and a lot of you have probably seen it if you're watching this channel, but for those of you that haven't, the plot of the movie is there's a man, Jerry Lungard, who's played by William H. Macy, who hires a couple guys, Steve Buscemi and Peter Stormare, to commit this crime, and he thinks it's just going to be a small little crime because he needs to get some money. And I'm not really spoiling anything. This happens all within the first few minutes of the movie. He hires these people to do this crime in order to get some money. And what effectively happens is the crime comes out to be bigger than he expected, and all kinds of things go wrong. And then there's an investigation with Frances McDormand's character. She plays a detective in Brainerd, Minnesota. And that's actually an interesting point about this movie, is that despite it being called Fargo, North Dakota, a lot of it takes place in Minnesota, but there are sequences that happen in Fargo, North Dakota as well. And the story basically just follows these various characters, William H. Macy's character, the criminal characters, Frances McDormand's character, and kind of all that unwinds during about a 90-minute runtime. It's a pretty quick movie. And in terms of the strength of this movie, one thing that I really like about it is, I mentioned before that what I just told you about the plot happens pretty much immediately, and that's a strength, is that it doesn't take a lot of time to get going. It really gets you into the movie quickly, and you're aware of what's going on, and you get a good idea of the characters pretty quickly, and you're engaged. Also, another thing I love about this movie is the overall atmosphere and tone of the movie. It takes place in wintertime, and that's actually one of the reasons I chose to do the review now, because it's the middle of January and wintertime. I thought it was fitting. It takes place in wintertime in the Midwest, and you really get a good Midwest and small town vibe to this movie. The shots that Roger Deakins chose to use, and the overall direction of the movie, it's just really very entertaining in terms of if you want to get a good vibe of what these people are like. You get a really good culture, if you will, of this town and the setting that it's taking place in. Also, it's got a good back and forth of mix of tension, because this is in some sense a thriller, but at the same time you get that small town vibe / feeling to it of almost like a nice town, and it's very peaceful and energetic, and makes you want to smile at how cute these people are, if you will. But this is all amidst a bunch of crimes that are being that are going on at the same time. So I love the back and forth between the small town peaceful feeling and then the crazy thriller murder mystery. One more thing, and it kind of goes back to what I was talking about with the small town vibe. The dialogue in this movie is really good. They have great accents, and they're yeah, and just some of the dialogue's very interesting, and I found myself smiling at even things that shouldn't have been entertaining just because of the way they were said and the actions of the actors in this movie. In terms of criticisms, nothing major, but one thing I will say is there's a small side plot that only takes place probably 5-10 minutes of the movie, but it's only a 90-minute movie, so it was fairly noticeable. There's a small side plot with Frances McDormand's character that it didn't really do anything for me in terms of advancing the story or even giving much more color to her character. I thought it was kind of out of place and maybe should have been edited out, but in terms of the overall enjoyment of the movie, it didn't really affect it that much. Also, the ending was a little bit anticlimactic for me. I might have expected a little bit more. I won't say I hated the ending, but I might have been hoping for a little bit more considering how much I really liked the first and second act of this movie. But overall, if you haven't seen Fargo, definitely recommend checking it out on Netflix Instant. It's available now on Netflix Instant. And if you have seen it before, I definitely recommend revisiting it. I think this is the third time I've seen this movie, and I continue to enjoy it with each viewing more and more and more. So definitely give this one a watch if you're looking for something to view tonight or any point in the future on Netflix Instant. Overall, I'm going to give Fargo a 7.5 out of 10. I think it's a good movie, and once again, check it out. Thanks everyone for watching. If you're enjoying these reviews, please give my video a like, subscribe to my channel, give me any feedback, and also let me know what you think of Fargo. Do you agree with my opinion? Do you disagree? That's the best thing about movies, is talking about them and the fact that they're so subjective. So thanks once again, and have a great day.